While Canada is a land of lakes and wilderness, the reality is most Canadians live in cities. But getting into nature just got a lot easier. For 7 million people, the country's first urban national park is less than an hour away. Today, Justin Trudeau got out on the water to encourage others to do the same. The CBC's Lee-Shanok was there.
Continuing a family tradition to showcase what will be Canada's first urban national park. Admittedly, this photo op was a little predictable.
Because after all, you all elected a paddler as your Prime Minister.
It could be seen as a pre-Father's Day nod to another Trudeau who was pretty comfortable on the water. But this is not just a pretty backdrop. Trudeau announced legislation for an expanded national park on this land, one that will help reconcile how Canadians see themselves with reality.
So many of us in Canada live in urban settings, but one of the great things about us is we don't define ourselves as an urban nation. We think of ourselves as a nation of wilderness, of wetlands, of rivers, of mountains.
It's hoped this first ever national urban park will introduce the outdoors to more Canadians. Plans have been 30 years in the making, but recently hit some rough water. The province had to agree to give up land to Parks Canada, and conservation groups took issue with the legal framework for the new park, crafted by the Harper government.
The standard they brought in was weak. It didn't even meet the international definition of a protected area. So when we looked at it, we in good conscience could not say that Ontario should transfer the lands.
Last week, the Liberal government tabled amendments to the Rouge National Urban Park Act, making environmental protection the priority. Today, Ontario agreed to uphold its end of the bargain.
I'll be recommending to Cabinet that we transfer these lands to the federal government because we're satisfied that the federal government has fulfilled our requirement.
This park will eventually cover 80 square kilometers. Now that's 22 times the size of New York's Central Park. And just minutes away from the country's most populous region, the Rouge will provide a gateway for millions to get their first taste of the national park system.
I want to see new Canadians out here. I want to see Canadians really enjoying our natural beauty. And this is an opportunity to come here, and then you can think about what other parks you want to visit. We have parks across the country.
I am a canoeing instructor.
Some at today's event had never dipped a paddle in the water before. Now a whole new generation will get a feel here for what national parks have to offer. Lee-Shanok, CBC News, Toronto.